From Hollywood, it's the Tom Leykis Show.
Oh, God.
And now, here he is, Tom Leykis.
Thank you for tuning into the Tom Leykis Show. This is where America gets together to talk about the issues you really care about. It's a different kind of a radio talk program. We're the radio talk show that is not hosted by a right-wing wacko or a convicted felon. No. I am your host. Write down our toll-free telephone number. You're going to need it. It's 1-800-5800-TOM. 1-800-5800-866. Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for being part of our program. Here we are together again on the radio. A listener, no name here, writes and says, Dear Tom, my friend Danny is an avid listener of your show and now has me listening to you as well. I'm a 32-year-old single woman who's very attractive, with brains. I use dumb men because I can and because they let me. I always hear you giving advice to men on women on how to avoid being taken advantage of. Well, here are a couple of lessons you may want to pass on to men in general. Number one, I use the fact that I'm an attractive woman to my advantage in order to get things. Dinner, gifts, drinks, comps, etc. from men. I smile, flirt, act interested, and so on. But I never put out. That's right. I've gone to 3 to 4 dates in one day, which covered all my meals and entertainment for that day. And I didn't have to spend a dime. I always offer to pay my portion to show that I'm all about fairness, but I know for a fact that they aren't going to accept my money. These same men continue to call me back to go out with them again in hopes of scoring a piece of ass. Little do they know, I'm not going to give it up. Tom, you mentioned the 3-date rule, but I've gone out with men 6 to 7 times without giving it up, and they still call me. Stupid men. Number 2. Just recently, I had my now ex-boyfriend, John, whom I dated for a year, break up with me after I got what I wanted. 6 months after we started dating, I lost all attraction to him and was mainly buying my time till Christmas, which I knew he'd buy me the ultimate gift I'd been wanting, a gorgeous pair of $4,000 1.5 carat diamond stud earrings. John had a great job that earned him a 6-figure income a year, so I knew he could afford it. He was 38, twice divorced, and desperate to find a woman to settle down with. And I used this to my advantage. I was very affectionate, loving, showed interest in him like no other woman he had ever dated before. Eventually, I started to avoid him slowly. But when he called me on it, I managed to convince him otherwise. John was very passive and had a meek personality. By him being such a pussy, it allowed me to date other men, and I called them my platonic friends. And he fell for it. Anyhow, John tried to compete and win back my love by buying me my earrings. I went with him to pick them out, and I made sure to keep the receipt and diamond certification certificate 2 weeks before Christmas. Silly man. Once I got the earrings, I pretty much gave him the cold shoulder and began ignoring his calls. Finally, he called me on the way home from work, and he broke up with me. He cried like a sissy girl as I pretended to be heartbroken. Yet the whole time, I didn't really give a damn, and I was glad he had finally had the guts to break up with me. I kept him as a, quote, friend, and we went to dinner. He paid, and coffee several times before he jumped into another long-term relationship. It wasn't until last month that he put 2 and 2 together and figured me out. Duh! But by that time, it was too late. And I didn't give him back the $4,000 earrings. The lessons to be learned here? Well, Tom, I'm sure they're obvious. Thanks for your time and keep up the good work. It's signed, Man User. Wow. Ladies, are you like Man User? Guys, have you been a victim of somebody like this? And everybody, have you learned something from this email? Does it make you angry? I've got to know.
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM. 1-800-5800-866.
Yo, Tommy, I got a question for you, brother.
Yeah, Donnie.
You need a sidekick on the broadcasting station?
No, I don't.
It's the Tom Leykis Show. 1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number. We read you the email from the listener who signs himself Man User. Have you been used? Are you a user? I want to know. Did you learn anything from this email? Does it piss you off? This is Ann on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Did you say Ann?
Yes, I did.
Oh, hi, Tom. I just wanted to, I actually did have some thoughts on that email you just read, and I wanted to give your listeners some food for thought. But come up for predators, such as this woman that actually sent in that letter, for all of your listeners out there, when you have sex freely with various women, and you happen to be a guy that has a heart and is looking for a serious lady, this is what happens when actually you take the time to get to know who she is, evaluate her character and her soul. You're set up exactly for female predators that are out there on the prowl. And that's all I wanted to point out.
Well, if the guys follow my rules, they will not be victims of people like this.
Well, if guys that follow your rules, that have no soul and no depth, follow what you're advocating, yes. But for those out there that actually are looking for a woman of quality and to share their life with, they're setting themselves up for this by following your rules. I mean, wouldn't you argue that that's sort of ironic?
I don't think there's anything ironic. I don't even understand completely what you're trying to say. What I'm saying to you is that guys should not be falling in love. They should not be getting into relationships. They should not be moving in together. They should not be getting married. And if guys follow my rules and don't veer away from the course, they will be immune to women like this.
I suppose.
I mean, if you say, if you subscribe to 3 strikes, you're out. As I say, you won't be going out with a woman like this 6 and 7 times. If you subscribe to the rule that says don't spend more than $40 on a date, you will not be buying earrings or anything else.
Absolutely. Instead, you'll have a drug-resistant form of gonorrhea, and you'll be set.
Why do you assume, by the way, that the people who are gold diggers have gonorrhea and those who aren't don't?
Oh, I'm not making any assumption. I'm saying certain behaviors that put you at risk for catching those, and by advocating that you have sex at will, getting to
They're already doing that. Do you think, let me ask you a question, do you really believe that men were virgins and they were just standing around waiting for the right woman to propose to, and then the Tom Leykis Show came on the air, and suddenly guys started having wanton sex with everybody?
It's statistics, Tom. It's statistics.
What statistics?
With the more partners that you have. I mean, I just think your show creates a lot of anger between the sexes, and
I don't agree. On the contrary, I believe that our show does not cause anger. I believe there is anger, and all it does is exposes the anger that already exists.
Okay, well, that's all I wanted to point out to those few guys out there that actually have a heart.
See, you've run out of the ability. You don't have the ability to react to anything I say. In the face of a challenge, you're going to fold like a 10 to go away.
Okay, well, what else do you have to say? I mean, so far I haven't heard anything of value. All I hear
I haven't heard anything of value from you either.
To hate women.
Not a thing.
You feel like women are out there to take advantage of them, and I'm saying, hey, you're not a victim. You choose who to date, you choose who to be with, and your behaviors make you at risk for certain things.
Well, now you're just repeating everything you already said.
Because I'm right.
Well, there's no point in repeating what you said. We heard it the first time.
Okay.
I really have a problem with callers who call in and have 30 seconds of material and then just repeat it until I euthanize the caller.
Okay.
You see? My whole point here is that if men follow my rules, they would not be victims of women like this. On top of that, men should not be falling in love at all. They should get what they can get and then get the hell out.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear that. I'm on a cell phone. Anyways.
What does that have to, everybody calls it a cell phone. What does that have to do with anything? How convenient that you can't hear when I start talking.
So far, you haven't said anything for me to...
Homina. I said something, but because you're the only person on a cell phone who can't hear when the other person talks, that's why you didn't hear anything.
Okay.
Right?
I can hear you now.
What happened? Coward. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Let's say hello here to Katie on the Tom Leykis show. Hello.
Hello, Tom.
Hi, Katie.
Hi, how are you?
Great.
Good. I just want to say, number one, I absolutely love you. And I do agree that if guys actually listen to you, they wouldn't be played like they are.
Well, that's what I'm trying to say. If you listen to what I'm saying and you do what I recommend, you would never be a victim of somebody like this.
Exactly. I will say I am a 23-year-old, and I live in Tempe. I do make quite a bit of money. I do have a professional job. I've already graduated from college. And if I can get something for free, then, yeah, I am. There's idiots out there, and it's just like the guys who date the sluts, to be honest.
Yeah. And by the way, this woman is very open about what she is. Chances are, by listening to the show, she's gotten pointers on how to do what she does.
Exactly.
And that's fine.
Exactly.
You know, the information is there for anybody to use.
Exactly.
But if the guys follow my instructions,
they'll... before us, or before me,
yeah.
I don't think she listened, because what I took from it was that the girl was not sleeping around. She was smart about it, which is, if you are smart about it, that's exactly what happens. You don't have to sleep for what you get.
Right.
You know how to play the people.
I've said on the air before, I have an ex who told me, bragged to me about all the guys she used to date and never slept with.
Yeah.
Guys who took her to the newest, trendiest restaurants in town, yep. Guys who took her on trips, guys who took her to hot clubs, great concerts, sporting events. She sat in the best seats.
Yep.
But she told me that one time when he was still alive, she was taken to a private concert by Frank Sinatra.
Oh, nice.
And she sat in the front row.
See, it's stuff like that we can get without...
she never put out.
Yep.
And this is what she told me.
Yep.
So that's what I'm talking about.
It's very true. It happens every day. I do it every day.
Yeah. Exactly.
And I don't sleep with anybody.
Yes.
It's amazing. It works out pretty well.
So you're doing the same thing?
I do it when I need to. I can add to my 401k by doing what I do.
Not your 401k.
I'm not a slut. I'm not a hustler, but I figure...
You can't add to your 401k. Wait. You can't, just to be technical here, you can't add to your 401k. Maybe your IRA.
Yeah, exactly.
401k comes out of your salary at work.
Save me some money. Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Sorry, I'm not spending.
Well, good for you. Look, you're doing it right. Now, if the guys are stupid enough to give you what you want, more power to you.
My roommate's right here, too. She does the same thing.
Now, do you have...
I love you. I just had to get on the air and say that. And I agree with everything you say, for the most part. So.
Now you guys take these guys for a ride, but I bet you have guys... But you have guys you have sex with as well. They're just not the same guys, right?
Exactly. Yeah, we sleep with the guys we like. The other guys we just play, that's all.
Right.
And the ones you like are the ones you like spend the time with, etc. And the $40, like Ann said before, or whatever that was about.
Right.
I wasn't quite sure. I don't know. I didn't understand her. So
well, the $40 rule works.
Right. Exactly.
And with a $40 rule, if you like the guy, you'll have sex with him. If you don't like him, you won't have to waste your time.
Exactly. Bottom line. See, Tom, they just should listen to you.
That's what I keep trying to say.
If they all listen to you, then what would Kirsten and I do? Or Kitty and I do?
Well, fortunately for you, there's no radio show that everybody listens to. Even the most popular shows in the world have at most 10% of the audience.
Wow.
So there's still the other 90%. There are guys right now listening to Leonard Skinner on another station. You can get them.
We'll go pro on them, because that's fair enough.
There you go.
All right. Here. Thank you, Tom.
Thank you, dear.
Have a good day.
You too. 1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number. This is Jessica on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hi, Tom. I've just started listening to you. I started listening to you today talking about thoughts, and I have to agree with you. And I think that there are too many young women today thinking they have to settle down and get married. I think they should all follow your rules, go out, have fun, do all the things they want to do, and not settle down and have babies and make more stupid people.
What am I going to do for listeners in 20 years?
I'm sure that stupid people will still breathe.
I need everybody to knock up their high school girlfriend so that in 18 years I'll have a new audience.
Well, that's true. I mean,
and by the way, that serves two purposes, because I'll also need somebody to bag my groceries or put oil in my car.
Exactly.
So my recommendation, guys, no condoms, ride bareback, have all the sex you can without a condom, knock up as many girls as you can, because those guys are going to be my listeners of the future.
Right.
And then later on, you boys will, you boys will be delivering me my Domino's pizza. It's going to be great.
Okay. Well, I guess I don't really have an argument for that, except I don't want to have to deal with all those stupid people when I get older.
I understand.
I just wish that more people didn't feel the need to, live out these quote-unquote, love stories that were always being shoved down our throats. I think that people should question why they want to marry someone, or marriage at all just seems so ridiculous. Marriage is a legal binding contract based on love, which is an emotion we have no control over. That just seems completely ridiculous to me.
Well, there you go.
So that's all I had to say. That's my 2 cents.
All right, Donnie. Thank you.
Thank you for putting me on the air.
Sure. 1-800-5800-TOM. It's David on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
How are you doing, Tom?
Great.
It's an honor to talk to you finally.
It is indeed.
I've been listening to you for about 8-9 months, and I just wanted to say that I was retarded and married a girl like the woman in the email.
No.
It cost me, good Lord, probably close to $70 grand.
What cost you 70 grand?
Just stupid crap that she wanted.
And after you spent the 70 grand, what happened?
Let's see. She got pregnant. We had a kid. She kind of quieted down a little bit, but then she started trying to go back to her old ways and trying to get me to spend money on her and all this other crap.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And thanks to you and your show, the divorce papers are being drawn up right now.
All right. Very nice. How'd she react when you dumped her?
Oh, honestly, she wasn't all that surprised.
Yeah, she's moving on to the next victim.
Exactly. And the great news, I get the kid and I get child support.
Oh, and you had a kid with her, too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, boy. That wasn't smart.
No, it wasn't. All I have to say is, where were you? I'm 27 right now. Where were you when I was 23 and actually was proposing to her?
Well, I was here on the radio, David. I don't know where you were.
Apparently not where I needed to be.
You'll never tune out again, though, will you?
I'll listen to you every day that I'm not on duty.
Sounds good to me.
But anyway, I just wanted to call and let you know that I'm retarded, and I'm looking forward to being one of your, what would that be, straight A students.
Sounds good to me. All right, David, thank you. This is Brett on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hi, Tom. How you doing?
Great.
Well, about got you figured out. I've been listening to you here for a couple months now. Are you still listening?
No, I left the room.
All right, Tom. Here we go. The reason you jump around like this is because you can't keep a woman.
Ah. I see. Go ahead. I'm listening.
It takes more of a man to keep one. Me, myself, I keep two.
Aha. Well, you know, you get what you pay for. And you're
I don't pay.
What do you mean you don't pay?
I don't pay for either one.
Yeah, well, then they are fat or fugly.
No, they're both beautiful women.
I see. Well, obviously, everybody who calls in has beautiful women, and they are all, they're all big studs when they call in here.
But, Tom, how many women have you kept?
I don't, you know what? Keeping them is not a benefit.
But can you keep one, Tom?
I was married.
That's what all your students have never known.
If I tell you what, if I chose to, I could. I was married for 10 years.
Because you can't.
Well, again, you have no idea what I can or can't do.
Well, that's why you have the philosophy you have, because you can't keep one, so...
Well, yeah, again, you have no idea why I have the philosophy I have, or don't.
Because you've been married 4 times.
I don't need to keep them. I like variety, and you know what? Most men do.
I do, too. That's why I got 2.
No, that's not variety. That's 2.
Yeah, but the touch of a woman, Tom.
Great.
One that knowing what you like when you wake up. One that knowing how you like your shirts ironed.
Again, I don't need a woman to iron my shirts because I can afford to have a professional iron my shirts.
Now you can. But you
I
can't
have for
keep
years.
one.
I don't need to keep one and don't want to keep one.
But the reason you don't want to is because you can't.
But you have no idea what I can and can't do. Now, we're repeating ourselves, so do you have any new material here?
Do I have any new material, Tom?
Yeah, is that all you have, or are you just going to keep going in the same circle with me?
Well, you're going to answer the question. Can you keep one?
Yes. Thank you for calling. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Let's say hello to Teresa on the Tom Leykis show. Hello. Are you there? Teresa. Got another call or something? Mike on the Tom Leykis show. Hello, Mike. Mike.
Hello.
Busy over there?
Hello, Tom. How are you?
I'm great.
I'm a first-time caller. Been listening to you for a little bit, and I just could not, for the life of me, believe that outrageous story you told about that guy who got completely used like an idiot.
That letter is about more than one guy who got used.
Well, yeah, that's true. Happens all the time, unfortunately. You know, I was just thinking, it doesn't sound to me like he had any self-esteem. It sounds to me like she kind of took over, and, you know, I mean, he had it sound like a decent job. It sounded like he had money, you know.
That's who you take advantage of, the guys who have a decent job and make decent money.
Well, I think as a man, at some point, you got to say to yourself, hey, this is my cutoff. This is my threshold right here. And if I got somebody as good-looking as you, I can get another one.
That's why I have the 3 strikes you're out rule.
Yeah, exactly. And I just can't believe some of the bonehead callers you get, to be quite honest with you, Tom.
I know.
I hear some of these stories, and sometimes I wish like I could sit in there with you and just drill some of these clowns that call, because I just can't believe it. But
that's why it's great to be me.
Yeah, and, you know, to be quite honest with you, I can't believe the stories you get about people who have kids at 20, 21, 22. I mean, I've been married for 12 years, you know, and I've never had children. I've never felt the need to. Never ruled them out, but I never ruled them in. And my wife and I guess I got the last of the good ones, because we have an understanding, you know. She's not a dream killer. I'm not a dream killer. We work things out very well. So it's been a good ride for me. It's not for everybody, but certainly if I had to come across a woman like the one in the story, you can smell them a mile away, and if you can't, you're a fool.
Good points. Thank you for the call. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. This is Tony on the Tom Leykis show. Hello.
Professor.
Yes.
First time, long time.
Thank you.
So I got a story for you. Try to keep it short. I was about 12 years ago. I was 25, going out with this smoking hot 18-year-old, just graduated from high school. Went out for about 2 years. Everything was great, except for there's not much to talk about. So I know all about that. So she decides that she wants one of these little promise rings, because, you know, we're getting pretty serious and things are going good. So yeah, I break down. I get one of these rings. You know, it's a couple of sapphires, a little diamond in the middle, maybe. Or I think it was one sapphire diamond on either side. And she liked the ring, about 60 days later, broke up with me. Decided that she wanted to play the field. Told me this, that was fine with me, as we could keep our relationship going, maybe a little on the side, but she wasn't having that. So one day, I'm over at her dorm room coming to visit her, trying to talk her into, going out or something, and her dorm room mate that I don't even know, she's just this girl that don't talk much, lets me into the room because she knows me, to wait for her because she's in the shower. Sock drawer, underwear drawer was open, the ring's sitting right inside. I just didn't even think about it. It just was a natural reaction. I grabbed the ring. I held on to it for about 2 years, never mentioned it, never came up between us. Ended up selling it to my friend, my best friend, and he gave it to his fiancée, and at least they're still married. So it was a happy ending.
Well, at least you had a happy ending out of the whole thing, for God's sake.
Tom Leykis. Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-866.
Even though you've got many issues with me, you continue to listen.
Isn't that sick?
Yeah.
It's like bottleneckers on the freeway. What's going on with my stupid waste of time?
Rubberneckers.
Whatever.
The Tom Leykis Show.
You're under me. The Tom Leykis Show from Hollywood. Yeah, 1-800-5800-TOM. And we are talking about the email from somebody who signed herself man user. She's a fan of the show, but she gave some tips to the guys, warning them about women like herself. What do you think about that? 1-800-5800-866 is our telephone number. Ken on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Hey, Tom. How you doing?
Great.
Good. Hey, love the show.
Thank you.
So let me ask you a question. You're the big guru, the self-proclaimed guru, the Leykis 101. Well, let me ask you a question. How does a guy like you walk down the aisle 4 times?
Well, again, as I have said on this program, I don't claim to be an expert in marriage. I never, ever give people marital advice, ever.
But do you follow the Leykis 101?
Yes, I do.
4 times down the aisle.
Yeah, but guess what? The last time I got divorced was 7 years ago.
Okay, but so when did you start adopting the Leykis 101?
Well, obviously you are a new listener and you have no idea what you're talking about here, because if you did, you would know that I wrote the rules of Leykis 101 by making every mistake I rail against.
But my question is 4 times. I can understand 2 times, even 3.
I've explained this also repeatedly, but again, since you are new to the show and don't know any of the history of Leykis 101, and
no, that's not true.
Yeah, it is true, because I've said this repeatedly on the air, not just once, not just twice, but dozens, if not hundreds of times. I have said, and the regular listeners know, that my parents were married for 40 years. I grew up believing this is the way things were supposed to be. So when I got divorced, I believed it was not the fault of the institution of marriage. It was my fault for failing. And I know many people who get divorced believe it is their fault for failing, when in reality, maybe you can't succeed at this except in rare instances.
So is there a number 5 down the road for you?
No.
Absolutely not.
No.
Interesting.
No.
The girl of your dreams.
No. The girl of my dreams will live in her own apartment.
Interesting. Money has nothing to do with it.
Oh, money does have something to do with it.
A girl financially secure, well off, makes more than you, never get married.
Women who make stop right there.
Ahead.
You know, I have dated women who make a lot of money. Women who make a lot of money do not want you to make less than they make. They just don't accept it. If you make $10 million a year,
they are financially well off that have succeeded and make a lot of money.
It's rare.
They don't care.
It's rare. No, but you're wrong. I don't know how many women you've dated who are in the multi-million-dollar bracket. I'm telling you that most of them want to be with someone who makes even more than they do.
I think it's more of an intellectual.
How many of these women have you dated?
I'm sorry, one more time?
How many multimillionaire females have you dated?
One.
Right, all right. So you really can't generalize. I've dated many. I've dated television celebrities, models. I have dated women who own businesses, chain stores, things like that. I've dated doctors. And I'm telling you, they want you to make more money than they do, no matter how much you make or they make.
Well, I agree to an extent, but when you get to a certain level, an extra zero or an extra digit is not going to matter.
You're wrong.
You live.
I'm speaking from experience, and you are not.
I beg to differ.
No, you can differ all you like, but you dated one woman with money. I dated many, and I know how they are.
Well, interesting. I'll keep listening to Like It's 101.
I know you will.
Thanks, Tom.
Thank you. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Here is Marie on the Tom Leykis Show. Marie?
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Good.
Good. I have a question for you. I was wondering if you'd be able to help me out.
Yes.
I'm 25 years old,
Yes.
and I used to date guys that would buy me stuff, that would take me out to nice dinners, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Yes.
And on my part, I knew I didn't have a commitment level to them. Okay? For the past 2 years, however, I have been dating someone who I'm completely crazy over, except that he's kind of sort of like you, and he's not really into the whole marriage idea, not really into the whole commitment thing. And I was wondering what your ex has done to get you to commit.
You were cutting out on that last line.
Okay. I was wondering what your exes have done to get you to commit to them.
What did they do to get me to commit to them?
Mm-hmm.
The exes? I think in every case there was kind of an implied threat that they would just disappear.
I don't know if that'll work with him. It's like every time I mention something of like settling down.
Well, understand. Wait. Understand, I wasn't always like I am today, and I'm telling you that today, that would not work on me. If a woman said to me, "Are you marrying me?" and that's it, I'd say goodbye.
I know for a fact that that's what he would say as well. He would say, there is absolutely nothing wrong with our relationship. We are absolutely happy. We have a wonderful time. What is your problem?
Oh, well, the point is you can have a wonderful time without signing a legal document.
This is true. But...
I mean, you're already having a wonderful time.
But that the whole commitment level of marriage puts the relationship at a whole new level.
No, dear, I'm telling you from experience, all it means is that you're going to get money if things don't work out. It doesn't improve the relationship at all.
Well, that would work for me.
Yeah, but that's my point. He's smart to say no.
Yeah, so, okay, basically, nowadays, it wouldn't work for you. He has your same attitude.
Well, I think more and more men are starting to understand what this game is. The reason women beg us to marry them is because they want money. If things don't work out, they want to be paid.
I could see that happening. A lot of women, however, nowadays are making as
well, I don't need, he doesn't need to pay for company, and neither do I.
Yeah, well, good for you.
And even by the way, even when women make as much money, they rarely want to spend it on anybody but themselves. Women are the cheapest creatures on earth.
Oh, we're not cheap. We're actually kind of expensive.
No. When I say cheap, I mean miserly. You will spend on yourself, but not on others. You will give yourself spa treatments and Starbucks, and you'll have your nails done for $60. But as far as spending it on a man, or even paying half of all the expenses, women resist that resolutely. With exceptions, but not many.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right.
And so,
argue with you there.
The thing is, if you live in your own place, you have all the Starbucks you like, have your nails done as often as you want, get all the clothes you like, spend all the money on stupid tchotchkes and all the things you see in the window that look cute. That's cute. Look at how cute that is. Spend all the money you want. Just don't spend mine.
I will tell you one thing, Tom. I would like to give some advice to all the men listening out there. When you give the women everything they ask for, they will learn to take it for granted, and pretty soon they'll learn to expect it and not appreciate it.
The sense of entitlement is the biggest disease that men face from women these days. And so I say give them nothing. Give them nothing. Give them zero.
Something.
No. Give them a little horizontal bop. That's it.
Hey, thanks, Tom. Thanks for your advice.
Here to help. Thank you. 1-800-5800-TOM. Sarah on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hello, Tom.
Yes.
I just want to agree with you. That guy before that called saying that women don't care about money, he's completely wrong. Women want guys that can at least make as much money as them, regardless if they're millionaires, if they make like a regular salary.
That's right.
Because, I mean, who wants some guy that's not smart enough to at least get a good job that can support themselves, if not you?
Yeah.
You know? And, I don't know, same goes for women. You know, I don't think guys have to, you know, drag women along that can't pay for themselves.
I totally agree.
All right. Just wanted to share my opinion.
Thank you for that. Here comes Jeff on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Tom. How you doing?
Great.
That's good to hear. Man, I have to commend you on the job you're doing on your show.
Thank you.
I only wish I could have heard you when I was 18.
Me too.
I was 30. I'm 38 now.
I'd be driving the Lamborghini by now.
Yeah, you would have saved me a lot of hassle.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, I did want to disagree with you on something. Okay? Now, I'm pretty firm believer in being a truthful person. And if you go out and you know, you play game on all these women, yeah, you're gonna pull a lot of women. But the fact is you're also making yourself a liar.
There's nothing wrong with that, because women lie to you all the time. They have fake nails, fake breasts, fake hair color. They tell you they're on the pill when they're not. They tell you the doctor told them that they can't get pregnant when they can. They tell you they have a headache and they don't want to go out with you when they're dating other people. So I don't feel the least bit guilty.
That's fair. That's fair.
It's war out there, and whoever lies the most successfully wins.
Hey, I also wanted to mention it was really ironic that after you read that email, the first advertisement that came on was a jeweler for diamond post earrings.
Well, there you go.
And there's one other thing I'd like to say, and I'd like you to beat the drum on this, Tom. Guys out there, you got to wear your condoms. You got to keep yourself safe, because the women are not looking out for you.
You are absolutely right about that. Here comes Steve on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Yo, Tom.
Yo.
Let me introduce myself. Biggest idiot on earth.
Okay.
I was taken by a woman, probably close to $200,000.
Really?
Yeah, that's right. I was divorced about 3 years ago, made a ton of money off selling my house. I had $198,000 in my checking account.
Yes.
Good friend of mine, female, obviously. Her husband left her a year prior to that. We started hanging out, and she was in desperate need of help. I started helping her out a little bit. I fall madly in love with her. She claims she was in love with me, asking me all the time, honey, I can't pay my rent. Honey, I can't do this. Honey, I can't do that. I'm paying her rent. I'm paying her phone bills. I'm buying her kids things, clothes for school. This goes on and on and on for, you know, almost 3 years. In 2005, I buy her a brand new car. Her car was a piece of junk. I went out and I bought her a brand new car like an idiot.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. All the time she's, you know, madly in love with me. I'm the greatest thing that's ever happened. And, oh, honey, for my birthday, I want Tiffany this. And, oh, honey, you know, this. And I want this and I want that. And, of course, like an idiot, I continue to buy it. Last October, or last summer, she starts hinting that she wants to get married. You know, honey, when we get married, we'll do this. When we get married, we'll do that. So October rolls around. I asked her to marry me. She was oh so happy, and life is great. You know, meanwhile, I'm borrowing more money because my $200,000 is gone now. I've sold my car that was paid off.
We're running out of time. Let me guess. She dumped you.
We got engaged in October, and in the beginning of March, I showed up at her house unannounced and met
the other guy she was doing.
The Tom Leykis Show.